If you've been stuck at prednisone 5 milligrams for months or maybe years, you're not alone. Maybe you've been trying to drop to 4 milligrams. You've tried every strategy and nothing seems to work. You repeat the cycle over and over again. I need you to hear something important. Your doctor might have told you, just go slower. And that advice isn't wrong. It's just incomplete. And incomplete advice is why so many prednisone warriors are stuck at prednisone 5 milligrams or 4 milligrams for months or years. Going slower is only one piece of the puzzle. The real reason you can't escape this dose has nothing to do with willpower or patience. It has to do with what prednisone has been doing to your body the whole time you've been on it, and what your adrenal glands need to wake back up after years of therapy that nobody has given them. I'm Dr. Megan. I'm the Prednisone Pharmacist. I'm a third-generation pharmacist who's personally been through this. I had to taper off of prednisone myself. I've helped over 50,000 prednisone warriors get through this type of struggle. And today I'm going to show you what's actually keeping you trapped at 5 milligrams and what changes when you address the real problem. And if you're thinking, I've tried everything, the slow tapers, the dead slow nearly stop method, alternate day dosing, and nothing has worked, that's what almost every person says before they try the mechanism I'm about to explain. I also made you a free prednisone taper chart that maps out exactly what a safe taper looks like. It's free and thousands of people have downloaded it and successfully been able to taper off of prednisone. Grab it for free at the link in the description. This matters right now because every month you stay on prednisone 5 milligrams is another month you're being depleted. I'm going to walk you through this whole thing so you understand, and I wanted you to see it, what it looks like, so you can see where we're going. Let me show you what just go slower really misses, because understanding this changes everything. Most taper advice treats the rate of taper as the problem. Going from 5 to 4 milligrams too fast? Slow down, easy, logical. But here's what that advice assumes: that your body is ready to make that transition, that everything is in place and that it's just the time is the problem. That assumption is wrong for most people stuck at 5 milligrams. And it's wrong for one very specific reason. Your body isn't just adjusting to less medication. It's trying to restart an entire hormonal system that has been offline for sometimes years, right? These are your adrenal glands. Two small but extraordinarily important glands that sit on top of your kidneys. Their primary job is to produce cortisol. And while you've been on prednisone, they've been completely shut down from doing that job. Prednisone was doing their job for them, so they powered down. Now, when you're getting around 5 milligrams, you're asking those adrenal glands to kick back in. You're essentially asking a factory that's been shut down for years to suddenly go back to full steam ahead with all of the employees fully trained, all of the equipment fully oiled and dusted and clean and ready to go. But it's got worn out equipment, depleted supplies, and a skeleton crew. You can't expect that to happen. Going slower gives the factory more time, but if the equipment is worn down and the supplies are depleted, time alone isn't going to fix it. That's the piece that nobody's talking about. I want to read you some stories of prednisone warriors, but before I get there, I want to make sure you're aware of the prednisone taper chart. Because when I get to what to do differently, I want to make sure you've got it in your hands. The centerpiece is a micro taper, a really deliberately slow taper, but you need to see it to understand what to do. And so I have a free printable prednisone taper chart that you can access below with the link in the description. And it maps out a safe step-by-step taper specifically for when you're at a low dosage and you're stuck. It's free and tens of thousands of people have downloaded it. Click the first link in the description below or click the QR code on your screen and grab it while I keep going. So this first story is from a prednisone warrior named Bill. I'm going to read his words. I cannot taper down past 5 milligrams, even if I go 5 to 4.5 to 5 to 5 to 4.5. By the time I go that much, 3 to 4 days in, the symptoms start coming back and I have to go up to about 8 milligrams. I've been doing this for years. And then Chris, she said, I can't get below 4 milligrams doing the dead slow taper. PMR, pain returns, and terrible fatigue. How can I get off this horrid medication? I was told by 2 doctors PMR would be gone in 12 to 18 months. I've now passed the 3-year mark. Bill and Chris are not doing anything wrong. They're not failing at tapering. Their bodies are showing them exactly what's happening. And the symptoms they're feeling at that drop, whether it's between 7 to 6 milligrams or 5 to 4 milligrams, wherever that spot is for you that I call the taper trap, it's almost always telling one of 3 stories. Reason number 1 is your adrenal glands are not ready. The 2024 Endocrine Society guidelines about tapering prednisone and other steroids was very clear about this. 5 milligrams is the physiologic threshold. It's the amount of prednisone that's equivalent to what your body normally produces every day in a healthy adrenal system. Below 5 milligrams, your adrenal glands must take over. They must be functioning. They must be making cortisol. And if they're not ready, if they're still dormant, your body simply cannot function without the external dose to support them. The symptoms of adrenal glands being not ready can be profound and even life-threatening. Profound fatigue, dizziness, when you stand, weakness that goes deeper than tired, an overall awful, yucky feeling. Your body is literally telling you, I don't have enough cortisol to function right now. I don't have enough to run things at this dose. Reason number 2 is your disease is not as controlled as it needs to be. At 15 milligrams, 10 milligrams, wherever you were before, prednisone is this powerful anti-inflammatory blanket, calming all of your systems down so the inflammation is quieted. It just suppresses everything from the inflammation to your immune system. It just kind of shuts down all of those systems that were out of control before. It gives you pain relief. It causes side effects. It just covers you with this anti-inflammatory, powerful effect. But as you taper to the 5 milligram range, that blanket gets thinner and thinner and thinner. For some people, particularly with PMR, the underlying inflammation was still there. It was just quieted, a little dampened. And then at 5 milligrams, it makes itself known again. The blanket's too thin. So here's the clue, if this is your situation. If the specific pain or symptoms of your original diagnosis returns, that same shoulder stiffness, that same hip ache, the same trouble breathing, whatever it is for you, that's actually disease activity and not withdrawal. Reason number 3, your body is nutritionally depleted and cannot recover without support. And this is the one that gets almost no attention. And it's the one I believe keeps most people stuck. Here's what prednisone has been doing the entire time you've been taking it at every dose, including 5 milligrams. It's been borrowing from your body's reserves. Prednisone depletes calcium, which is why bone loss happens silently while you're feeling fine with all the relief that prednisone's giving you. Prednisone depletes magnesium, which is why sleep is so disrupted and moods are so out of whack. Prednisone depletes B vitamins, which your body uses for energy stores and metabolism and nerve function. Prednisone disrupts chromium, which is why blood sugar and appetite go haywire. And critically, it's suppressing the signals your adrenal glands need to start recovering. Prednisone has basically shot the messenger, and there's no way to get that signal going again without all of the right cofactors. Think of adrenal recovery like a sunrise. It's not a light switch. You can't just flip it on. It's gradual, like a sunrise. But here's what most people don't realize. If there's no light at all, if the nutrients and cofactors that your adrenal glands need to produce the cortisol are completely depleted, that sunrise never occurs. Or it takes far, far longer than it should. Your adrenal glands need specific raw ingredients to produce cortisol, to build back up the adrenal gland factory. Vitamin C, B vitamins, magnesium, potassium, zinc, and prednisone has been quietly reducing them month over month for however long you've been taking it, while you've been just focused on the taper and the speed of the taper. This is what I call the restoration framework. Understanding that getting off of prednisone isn't just about the dose. It's about restoring what prednisone has taken from you. So your body actually has the resources to make the transition to build the factory back up with all of the supplies it needs. You're not stuck at 5 milligrams because you're not trying hard enough. You're not stuck at 5 because your doctor's right and you just need more patience. You are stuck because your body is being asked to restart a complex hormonal system while running on depleted fuel. That changes when you address both sides of this, the taper and the depletion. Here's what changes when you understand the real problem. Step 1, micro taper with intention, not just patience. Below 5 milligrams, the standard taper schedule often doesn't work for some people. Not because patients are impatient, but because the increments are too large for a safe recovery for that person. The 2024 endocrine guidelines support what many practitioners already knew. At physiologic doses, we need to go much more slowly. We're talking about reductions of 0.5 milligrams, sometimes even smaller for some people. And we're talking about holding that dose for 4 to 8 weeks or even longer before attempting another step. I have so many people who contacted me and they're like, hey, I'm thinking I'll go from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 every day. I'll just do a different drop. I'm like, good luck. We need to be a little bit slower than that. And then we're also talking about tracking your symptoms every day and not just looking at them in hindsight, actually writing down how you're feeling, how your energy is, how your pain is, how your disease is every day so that you can be like, oh, at that precise milligram, I was okay. So we can dial it in even more precisely. And that's why I have the taper chart. It gives you a framework for doing this. On the day that you're taking a certain dose, you can just write down your symptoms next to it. You can use it as a starting point for a conversation with your doctor about slowing down and finding the right pace for your personal adrenal recovery. Because if there's one thing that is absolutely true about tapering, is that it is as much an art as it is a science, that every single person's taper is different because every single person's history and genetics are different. Step 2, distinguish your symptoms before you react. When you drop from 5 to 4 milligrams and on day 4, you suddenly feel something, you feel terrible, before you go back up, ask 3 questions. First, is this the exact same pain as my original diagnosis? It might be a disease flare, so call your doctor. Second, is this a general achiness, fatigue, moodiness that's different from my normal disease? Like, for example, if you have PMR, that flare. That's probably withdrawal syndrome, and give it several days before deciding. Be in touch with your doctor, and you might need to go back up to a higher dose before tapering again. Number 3, am I dizzy when I stand up? Am I feeling profoundly weak, not just tired? That's possible adrenal insufficiency. And you've got to contact your doctor and do not white knuckle your way through this one. And that distinction alone between those 3, which I've covered in depth in a previous video, can save you from going back up when you don't need to. Step 3, address the nutrient depletion that's slowing your recovery. And this one matters more than most people realize. Your adrenal glands cannot produce enough cortisol without the raw materials. If you've been on prednisone for months or years, those materials have been systematically depleted. This is exactly why I created Nutrinize Zone. After personally taking prednisone and feeling depleted and awful, I discovered that prednisone steals these nutrients, and so I created a formula specific for people on prednisone that's got 2 parts, a morning bottle and a bedtime bottle, to give you the nutrients you need to recover from taking prednisone. It's the supplies that that factory of your adrenal gland needs to rebuild and recover. It's not a generic multivitamin. The specific nutrients and forms that I included in there are specifically designed for people taking prednisone and other steroids. I'm not saying that taking Nutrinize will get you off prednisone. It cannot replace the cortisol that you need. That's what prednisone is for. But it will give you the supplies to help your body recover from taking prednisone. Your body cannot mount a full recovery while being depleted. The link to Neutronize Zone is in the description. Step 4, consider the cortisol test. If you've been stuck at 5 milligrams, give or take, for months or years, ask your doctor about a morning serum cortisol test. If you take this test between 8 or 9 a.m. after not taking prednisone for 24 hours, it gives you actual evidence for where your adrenal gland recovery is. So you're not guessing. This is really exciting news that was just published in that 2024 Endocrine Society guideline. They say that above 10 micrograms per deciliter, then your recovery is likely and you can continue tapering as far as your adrenals go. If you're below 5, then your adrenals are probably still dormant and tapering is not a good strategy right now. In between is the gray zone where you need to work with your doctor to figure out the strategy. For those who want to combine this test, if it's hard for you to make an appointment with your doctor and ask them for this test, you can actually get it yourself by clicking the link below. And it's my Cortisol Clarity Kit. It's a combination of the test and Neutronize Zone so that you can have all of the tools you need to figure out where you are in your recovery and give your body the nutrients that you need to actually recover. The link to the Cortisol Clarity Kit is in the description below. One more thing, a lot of prednisone warriors tell me they feel like their hands are tied and they don't have a lot of control over what's happening because the doctor controls the taper schedule. So here are some ways you can talk about this at your next appointment so that you can collaborate with your doctor and get on the same page. First, can we slow my taper below 5 milligram to reductions of 0.5 milligrams at a time and held for however long, 6 to 8 weeks? This is supported by the Endocrine Society guidelines in 2024. You're not asking for something unusual. You're asking for what the evidence now supports, guideline-directed therapy. Next, can we order an early morning serum cortisol test to check whether my adrenal glands have recovered? This test exists specifically for your situation. It gives you and your doctor the data you need instead of just guesswork. Next, can you help me distinguish between my disease flaring and whether this is just withdrawal or adrenal insufficiency? Because you can just describe how you feel. When I reduce my dose, I feel and fill in the blank. And that's a clinical question they should be able to answer. And if your doctor is a little overwhelmed by these questions, then that gives you information that maybe there's a better doctor for you out there, and there's no shame in getting a second opinion. So being stuck at 5 milligrams is not impatience. It's not a character flaw. It's your body telling you something specific, that your adrenal glands are trying to restart, that your disease may still need support, and that the fuel your body needs for this transition to happen has been quietly running low for months. If you haven't grabbed the free prednisone taper chart yet, be sure to grab that on the link below. Use it, bring it to your doctor. Now here's what I want you to understand next. Everything I told you about what your adrenal glands need to recover, the vitamins, the minerals, the specific nutrients prednisone is taking from you, that's a much bigger story than most people realize. Because prednisone isn't just depleting you while you're tapering. It's been depleting you from day one. In my next video, I go through exactly what prednisone is stealing from you right now and what happens when you don't replace it. It's one of the most important things I've ever covered. Click here to watch it now. You're not stuck forever. Your body wants to recover. Let's give it what it needs. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your Prednisone Pharmacist.